What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing the Bay Area real estate market update for June of 2021. So if you're interested in seeing how the real estate market is doing for Santa Clara County, San Mateo County, San Francisco County, Alameda County, and Contra Costa County, be sure to watch this entire video to see how your market is performing and if now is a good time to buy a property or sell your home. And this is your first time watching this channel, welcome. My name is Sean. I'm a real estate investor, hard money lender, and real estate agent based here in the Bay Area. And on this channel, we go over real estate investing tips, strategies, and current events to help you learn more about the business and to help you guys become a real estate investing boss. Honestly, I can't believe that we're already in June. And every single month that I've been doing these market updates, the market has just been increasing by about 10% month over month. The market has been going up and up and up and up and up. And I'm wondering if during this video, we're gonna see that the market is continuing to go up, or is the market starting to slow down? And if maybe we're seeing the beginning of a real estate market recession. Who knows, right? And of course, with this information, these are the statistics from the past month. We don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but hopefully by learning what's going on, seeing the trends, you can make your own decisions if now's a good time to either buy a property or to sell your home. So let's start with Santa Clara County single family homes. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what we're doing, we go to this website, pro.mlslistings.com. This gives us the true statistics of what's actually been sold, and it's usually given to realtors only. So if you have a license, then you usually have access to this website. And if not, no big deal, just watch more videos like mine. So if we look at the first one, average days on market and sale to list price ratio. Again, if this is your first time here, I'm gonna explain what this means for the very first slide. Average DOM stands for days on market. So if your property is sitting on the market for 2 weeks before getting an offer, then your days on market there will be 14 days. If your property sits on the market for a long time and doesn't get any offers, doesn't go pending, then your days on market will obviously be longer. So the average is taking all the listings in this area, in this county, and then averaging them out. Now, this doesn't mean how long it takes to close on a property. It just means how long it takes from it to go active. So, putting on Zillow, putting on the MLS, to getting an offer accepted and taken off the market. The escrow period is something different and is not reflected in any of the statistics. The list price ratio just tells us how much more or less did the property actually sell for compared to the listing price. So just because something is listed for $1 million doesn't mean it's going to sell for $1 million. People can offer more, people can offer less. So the average sale to list price ratio will just tell us how much more property sold than it was listed for. So if we look at May of 2021, we can see here that the days on market have been the same. 13 days on market. That's less than 2 weeks on average for the entire Santa Clara County to get a property from being marketed to being put under contract, which is absolutely fantastic. Typically, in a normal real estate market, 2 months to 3 months is considered a seller's market. So half a month here just means it's an absolutely enormous, crazy seller's market. And it's just great. If we look at the sales to list price ratio, you can see that it has increased a little bit, definitely not as crazy as it was in the beginning of the year, like the month over month difference. But here, we're still seeing that it's above 110%. So going back to my previous example, if this property was listed for $1 million, then you should expect to put in $1.1 million as your offer to get it accepted here in the Bay Area. And again, this is the average. So some of them may go for 20% over asking. Some of them might go for less. But on average, expect to put down 10% more than the listing price. Now again, this goes to show, just because something is listed low doesn't mean it's going to sell for that price. The market will pay for what the property is truly worth. Sometimes some agents deliberately list properties super low just so we can get bid up and have a bunch of people making multiple cash offers on the property. It's a strategy that works. Next one we're going to look at is months of inventory. So this tells us if there were no more new properties got put on the market, how long would it take for us to sell all the properties that are on the MLS based on the current rate? And so as you can see here, it's less than 1 month. A little bit more than half a month. If you look at the actual data, it's 0.7. So if there were no new properties that were put on the market today, then it would take us 0.7 months to sell everything. And again, this is a sign of a very strong market. Now, another statistic that real estate investors and realtors like to look at is the number of homes for sale versus sold. So you have properties that are on the market, those are the number for sale, and then you have properties that have closed. So they've gone through the entire escrow process, they got all the loan documents done, and they finally close on the property. We're seeing here that there are more properties closed than there are properties on the market. Now, when you have a whole like supply and demand chain and you have more things being sold than are available, naturally your prices will increase. Some luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and diamonds, I believe they artificially hoard their supply. Like diamond companies will put all their diamonds in a vault if they're not selling fast enough. And I heard Louis Vuitton burns their extra bags. This keeps the supply low, demand high, and prices high. But in this case, the real estate market supply has remained low because of COVID. People don't want to put their homes in the market unless they really have to. Demand has been incredibly high because a lot of the people who are buying houses have kept their high-paying tech jobs, stock market has been doing really well, crypto has been doing really well relative to the beginning of the year, and interest rates are still at all-time lows. So with all these people wanting to buy houses and there's limited supply of homes available on the market, you could tell why there are more properties being sold than are active on the market. And of course, this drives up prices. If we look at the sales prices over time, you can see that the market has increased a little bit. Don't worry about this number right now because we're still in the early days of June as of this recording, so this number is all messed up. But as an average, you can see here that May has been higher than April. So if we look at the actual data, the average sales price in Santa Clara County has now broken $2 million. Absolutely insane. Wow, like look at where we were last year, 1.725, and then it dipped to 1.688. Now we're at $2 million. Month after month after month of growth. Look at this. It's just steadily increasing. So the question is, when's this gonna stop? Next, we're gonna check out the same stats for the condos and townhouses in Santa Clara County. Now, since I already went over what all of these statistics mean on our last property type, we're gonna just go over the numbers here and just go over them really quickly. So here for condos and townhouses, you can see that the average sales to list price ratio has increased, but only by a little bit. We're still in that 104.5 range and 19 days on market. So same as last month. Basically, the market is hot and it has just remained hot. So no new changes here. Just really quickly looking at this, it looks like the months of inventory have remained the same here as well. We went from 0.8 to 0.9, so no significant change. For number of homes for sale versus sold, it looks like we have a little bit less homes that were sold this month versus last month. But overall, when you have this graph here where you have more green than red, that just shows that there's more demand than supply. And it shows that it's still a very hot market. So, back here, you can get a condo for great prices because there are so many properties on the market and not so many being sold. Here, times have changed, market's back up. So even getting a condo in Santa Clara County is gonna be hard for you. And if we look at the sales price over time, we can see that condos are slowly increasing too. So we just ignore June here. Let's look at April and May. It went from 956 to 969. So it's increased a little bit. So now we're gonna look at the stats for San Mateo County for single family homes. Okay, so here it looks like the sales to list price ratio has decreased by just a little bit. If you look at the data here, it went from 109.7 to 109.1. Not super significant, still very high. You see a property for $1 million, you should expect to pay $1,090,000 for this property. Same days to sell, like back in the good old days of like last year where properties would sell in the market for 30 days, it's 18 days. They're still going very quickly. Looks like the months of inventory have stayed the same as well. If you look at this chart here, the number of homes for sale versus sold, pretty comparable too. There were less homes sold in May than we were in April, but still very hot. And if we look at the sales price over time, again, ignore this number. This is only because we're only a few days into June. But the average, wow, look at that, 2.3 to 2.5. Amazing. This is almost 10% growth from here to here in 1 month. All right, so now we look at the same thing for San Mateo County for condos and townhouses. Whoa, look at this roller coaster here. So it looks like it's decreased from 25 to 22 days on market, and the sales to list price ratio has increased from 102.5 to 104%. So not bad. Condos and townhouses seem to be reviving a little bit. I mean, look at this. Back in January and December, condos and townhouses were sitting on the market for 37, 38 days on average, and you were getting less than your asking price on average. It was a bad time to sell a condo back then, but right now, hey, not bad. You're gonna sell your condo relatively quicker, and you're gonna be able to get a little bit more than you listed for. Looks like the months of inventory have stayed the same, so 1.3 all the way through. The number of homes that were for sale versus sold looks pretty much the same. So for the past 3 months, they've been relatively similar. And if we look at the average sales price over time, we are seeing an increase. So, we're at all-time highs now. Last month was at 1.023, now it's at 1.087, which is pretty interesting because if you go back to January, the average was 887. So by waiting 5 months, and sitting on the sidelines, deciding if you want to buy a condo or a townhouse in San Mateo County, you now have to pay $200,000 more. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. All right, so next up, let's look at San Francisco County. Wow, so San Francisco County single family homes have skyrocketed. Look at this. Days on market are the same, 19 days on average, but your sales to list price ratio have increased from 113% all the way up to 117%. So if you have a listing for $1 million, then you could expect to have it sold for $1.17 million. Amazing. This surprises me. I didn't realize that San Francisco was such a hot market. What happened to everyone saying that they would leave SF and never come back? Look at this. Earlier this month, you had 3 months of inventory. Now you only have 1.7. But this is surprising to me. So if we look at the number of homes for sale versus sold, you can see here that you have more properties that are active than there are actually sold in San Francisco. So even though you don't have that whole like supply demand imbalance like you did in other counties, it seems like people still really want their homes in San Francisco. So they're paying way above asking for it. And if we look at the sales price over time, you can see that the average is now 2.484, which is $500,000 more than it was in December and January. Y'all should have bought a house in San Francisco in January because this market is ridiculous. Now let's check out San Francisco County condos and townhouses and see how they're doing. Nice, another skyrocket. So it's been known that the San Francisco County like condos and townhouses were doing really poorly last year. As you can see here, 66 days on market, nobody wanted these properties. Now, 33 days on market. It's probably the worst that we've seen so far in terms of days on market, but still not bad. 106% for sales to list price ratio, so it's at least above 100%. You know, this basically shows that the market is recovering. You know, people were dismissing SF and they didn't want to go there, but now look, your months of inventory here, 2.5. So again, it's not 100% recovered, but it's coming back. And maybe the opportunity to buy them at super low prices is gone, but it's still probably better than full retail value. Yeah, look at this. Back then, wow. So many units were listed and only 200 were being absorbed. So properties were just sitting for a long time. Now it's a little bit better. There are less properties on the market and you have a little bit more that are being sold. So if you look at the sales price over time, that's remained relatively stable. So in July of last year, it's at 1.44. We haven't really gone back, right? Yeah, we're at 1.402. So we still haven't hit that, you know, all-time high number. So it could be an opportunity for you to buy a condo in SF if you believe long-term in SF. So now we're going to go into our most interesting counties, Alameda County and Contra Costa County. Usually these guys pop off and you see them just go shoot like through the charts. Single family homes in Alameda County. Let's see how they're doing. Okay, we have this bug here, so we're going to have to look at the actual data. By next month, that bug will be gone and we don't have to worry about this anymore. Sales to list price ratio, 116%. Not bad. Average days on market, 12 days. Not bad. If you're trying to buy a home in Alameda County, you need to fight for it. 12 days on market is insane, and 116%. So, you know, $1 million property, you need to put 1.16 down to win it. Looking at the months of inventory, 0.7 months. So actually the market is a little bit slower than it was in April and March. Looking at the numbers that were for sale versus sold, you can see that these green bars are just crazy. Everyone's trying to buy properties in Alameda County. Honestly, Alameda County is great because it's affordable. It's still within reasonable distance from all these great tech jobs. So people can buy a property in Alameda County and still commute to work, you know, once or twice a week when we start opening things back up. But meanwhile, because you're living in Alameda County, you get this huge lot of land for, you know, a great price. It's almost a no-brainer for most people. Checking out sales prices over time, we can see that the sales price has basically remained the same. So, you know, for anyone who's thinking about buying in Alameda County, it has gone up a lot, right? Look at December, we were at 1.16, and now we're at 1.38, you know, a 20% increase. But now the question is, has it reached its peak? Is it going to start flattening out and then start dropping? Who knows? Let's look at the data for Alameda County for condos and townhomes next. Okay, so as you can see here, condos are still doing pretty well. We're at 107% for the sales to list price ratio. Same, 16 days on market on average. Months of inventory have increased a little bit from 0.8 to 0.9. Number of homes for sale versus sold have decreased a little bit here too. Interesting. So maybe we're not at the peak anymore. Maybe the summer months are going to start dropping. We'll see. Looking at sales price over time, it looks like we are at all-time highs at 743. All right, now finally, let's check out Contra Costa County and see where we're at. 10 days on market. Properties in Contra Costa County are selling like hotcakes, and they're going for around 111% of asking price. The months of inventory here are half a month. So this is probably the best we've seen so far. If there are no new properties that are listed in Contra Costa County, they'll be completely sold out in 2 weeks. Number of homes for sale versus sold. Hey, this market is still really hot. Look at all these green bars that are higher than these red bars. But the number is going up and it's going a little bit down. So who knows? But honestly, Contra Costa County is still super affordable. That I think there's going to be a lot of money being pumped into East Bay. All right, and sale prices over time. Wow, even Contra Costa County is now at 1.276, up from 988 back in January. Amazing. All right, and our last one, condos and townhouses in Contra Costa County. Let's see how they're doing. All right, not bad. 105% and 15 days for days on market. 0.7 months of inventory. and more green than red. So I guess long story short, it's hard to find properties in Contra Costa County right now. It seems like the best deals to be had are in San Francisco County if you have the guts to go and invest there. And look at the prices over time. We can see that they're now at all-time highs at $647,000. Well, that was the Bay Area real estate market update for June of 2021. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, please take 2 seconds to smash like button to let YouTube know that you guys enjoy videos just like this one. And if you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It'll help us out a lot. And before we go, let me know your thoughts about the real estate market in general. Is it going to continue to keep going up and up and up and up? Or are we plateauing and is the market going to come crashing down really soon? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and also let me know if you disagree with anything that you heard on this video today. I love hearing your guys' thoughts, and I reply to almost all of the comments I receive. So definitely leave a thought down below. And if you guys are looking for a hard money loan for your fix and flip projects, or if you're looking for a home here in the Bay Area, feel free to reach out to me and I'll do my best to help you out. You can schedule a call with me with the link down in the description as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care.